Happy Wednesday, Seahawk fans. Welcome into this live edition of Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest Seahawks news and rumors talking about Geno Smith, Jamal Adams, Devin Witherspoon. Also, I'll go over the bye week changes I recommend for your Seattle Seahawks, what they need to do differently after the 3-1 start. Also, going to be answering your hot takes. I want you guys to give me your hottest takes that you have on your Seattle Seahawks at this point in the season. Use hashtag hot take to get on the hot takes portion of the show that'll be coming up in just a little while from right now. Also, we'll do a Q&A rumors mailbag later. You can use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on that mailbag we'll be doing coming up later on in the show. As you guys file in, we get this show started. Shout out your city. Let us know where you're watching from, and we will shout you out as we get things going. Tyler Jones here. Tyler Smith in the house as well. Checking in from the Chat Sports Studios in downtown Dallas, Texas on this Wednesday. We're Smitty. All the vibes are good right now with the Seahawks 3-1, coming off a big win in prime time on Monday Night Football. And on a bye week now, I got to say, I'm pretty excited. I feel really good about where the Seahawks are at right now. How you feeling right now, Smitty?
I mean, listen, how's everybody doing, by the way? Love to see the 12s in here. Seahawks Today Live Wednesday. Love to see you.
Are you hiding your shirt intentionally, by the way?
Oh, definitely. Definitely hiding my shirt intentionally. We'll say that I'm happy about where the Seahawks are. Happy about where the Hawks are right now. 3-1. That's probably the record I expected through 4 weeks, and I just didn't expect that loss to have come to the Los Angeles Rams in Week 1.
Right.
But hey, we move on. Seahawks are on a 3-game win streak, and looking pretty good going into the bye. Getting healthy comes at a great time, and ready to take on the Bengals in Week 6.
Yeah, should be exciting. Shout us out. Let us know where you're watching. I got TTV in Ohio, Russell 1976 in Gulfport, Florida. Mario Rodriguez from El Paso, another Texan, but still a ways away from us, though. About a good 9-hour drive from the Chat Sports Studios. But good to see you, Mario. Let's see. I got Virgil in Albany, Oregon. Good to see you, Virgil. I got Tyler in Idaho. Feed me more Seahawks, says Matt. Canada? Oh, God. Got to stay far away from Matt Canada. He's doing a terrible job there with the Steelers as their OC. Just ask our friend Jack Sperry. Junior J says go Hawks. Ethan is in Clinton, Utah. And then I got Beth checking in from Philly. Vibes are good for those Phillies right now.
Yeah, Philly sports. They're in good shape right now as far as the Eagles go. The Phillies looked really cool last night. The fans and the crowd there. And,
James Harden wants out.
James Harden, yeah. The Sixers, they're always in shambles. I feel like Philly's going to disavow the Sixers in the next coming years because they stink so bad. But everything else is doing pretty well for them.
Yeah, certainly. Shout out your city. Let us know where you guys are at, and we'll shout you out. I got a KDF in Nova Scotia.
That's crazy.
That's
I love it, though.
Oh, I do, too. Leo is in Clinton, Washington. Man in a Pit is in North London. And then Beth is a 12, but shouting out Philly. So that's
North London, huh?
Yeah. How about
Across
that?
the pond.
Across the pond, eh?
Interesting.
That probably sound a little more Aussie than
I was
English.
gonna say I don't know. They don't do the A thing in England.
Fair. We'll have some fish and chips and cola die. What do you guys think of the Seahawks season so far? It's our poll question that we're asking you. Grade it A, B, C, D, or F. On our poll options, we did not put F because I don't know how it could be an F. I don't even know how it could be a D or really a C at this point. A, B, C, D, or F, what do you guys think? Let us know. So far, of the poll results, 46 votes are in, and 57% say B, 41% say A, 2% say C, 0% say D. Smitty, I'm thinking a B+ is a fair grade. An A assumes perfection, right?
Yep.
So if I'm being an honest grader here, not like the teacher that we all love that just gave completion grades. Like I'm not just giving an A for showing up and getting doing the work, playing the football game here. An A means perfection. It has been perfect. They're not 4-0, they're 3-1, but they have looked much improved these last 3 weeks from what we saw week 1. I think a B+ is a fair grade that I would give at this point. What about you, Smitty?
I think I'm more leaning toward the B- range.
Okay.
For a couple reasons. One, not healthy right now.
Right.
Now, overcoming that adversity, very, very good. I just don't want that to be the norm for the rest of the regular season.
Sure.
What else I'll say is that we've made some quarterbacks look really good that I don't think are in the upper echelon of the NFL. We made, to be fair, we made Daniel Jones look like the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
Maybe the worst quarterback to have a contract that big in the sports history.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton we made look like a legitimate starter in this league. Matt Stafford we made look like, the talent that he was winning the Super Bowl
We made him look like a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Yeah, we made. Well, I think Matt Stafford is a Hall of Famer.
I think he's close.
I think he's real close. But yeah, we made him look really, really good, and we made Jared Goff look really good too. And I do think Jared Goff is a really good quarterback, especially in Ben Johnson's offense. He flourishes in that system. But we've been making quarterbacks look very good outside of Daniel Jones, and I haven't been too impressed with the secondary up until this Giant game. As well as the pass rush, which both looked really, really good. Is it the product of playing a really bad team? I don't know. But if they can keep it going during the regular season, prove me wrong, I can move this up way higher than a B-.
Yeah, so B- for Smitty, B+ for me. What about you guys in the chat? Grade the Seahawks season so far. Let us know in that comment section, and we'll mention you. There it is. I just put it in the chat right now. But so far, the votes, 57% say B, 37% say A, 6% say C. So Smitty and I would fall in that B category. I go B+, he goes B- on that front there. Man of the Pit says A- for the Seahawks. What else you guys got? Troy says solid B. Hey, B passes the class. They've certainly passed. Samuel Forsythe says A. By the way, Samuel, I've seen you in the chat a lot lately, in the comment section. I got to know, any relation to Stone? Get back to me on that. I'm very curious. Is there any relationship to Stone there? I want to know. Fiendmore Seahawks says that's what happens when you blitz instead of soft zone, Pete. Okay, fair enough. Will the Seahawks win the NFC West? Currently, Seattle is 1 game back. We do see the Seahawks team still have 2 games against the San Francisco 49ers later on this year, so plenty of time ahead. Smitty, it's twofold here. Like, I really like where the Seahawks are at. 3-1 seems solid. Good start to the year. But that Niners team, they are a wagon. They're undefeated, and they look as good as any team in football. Like, if the Seahawks were in the NFC South or even the NFC North, I think we would sit here and they would run away with either one of those divisions with ease.
Absolutely.
But with where the Niners are, I mean, it just makes it such a challenge. It's going to take, in all honesty, this is not a knock on Seattle. Don't take me wrong here. But you're going to need a little bit of help in the sense of Niners might need some injuries or some stumbling along the way here. I don't think if things hold as they are that the Seahawks come away with the division. Something's going to have to change from what it is right now.
Yeah, something's going to have to change, and, I don't know if it is going to. I don't think Brock Purdy is slowing down anytime soon. I'm not going to say the I word because that's just, you don't want to wish anything ill on anybody. So, but that might be what it takes for San Fran to be not performing at the level that it is right now. They're very, very, very good.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Will the Seahawks win the NFC West? Tyler says yes. Hotpocalypse says yes. Troy says if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt. And
that's the kind of thing I was talking about. By any means, Christian McCaffrey is one of my favorite football players ever. The guy's a beast. I want to see him succeed to the highest level.
Right.
Maybe not for the Niners, but I'll take what I can get. But it would take something catastrophic for that team, like an injury to him, for them to lose this division.
Dogzilla Monster, that's quite the animal there, says no. Unfortunately, San Francisco is way better. Troy mentioning that Christian McCaffrey thing. Think about this, Smitty. This is what I would point to as far as this question goes. Last year at this point, the Seahawks were leading the division race over San Francisco. But then at the trade deadline, once the Niners acquired Christian McCaffrey, they became a different football team completely from what they were previously. And they've rode that momentum ever since. We can see things change in the second half of the season, for better or for worse. The team you are now doesn't necessarily mean you're that same team later.
I agree with that. But we have seen now for a longer stretch than just the first 4 games of this season, the San Francisco 49ers being very successful as a regular season team. They've, I think, rattled off 11 or 12 in a row now.
Right.
They might even be more, like 15. It's legitimately crazy. And if you factor in their playoff wins, they're like 17-1 in their last 18 games. It's unbelievable stuff that they're doing right now.
Yeah, and their one loss to the Philadelphia Eagles.
They lost every single player who throws the quarterback throws the football as their primary job of football. Every single one of them.
Not even saying they would have won, but it would have been a much more competitive game.
I don't think they would have won, but it would have been, yes, a lot more competitive.
If Brock Purdy would have stayed healthy there. So will the Seahawks win the division? Let's see. Man of Pitt says 49ers. More consistent at this point. Let's see. By the way, we have confirmed. Samuel says that Stone is not related to him, unfortunately. Stone is 6'8". Samuel Forsythe is 5'5".
That's tough, Sam.
Tough in the gene pool there. Didn't get Stone's genes there.
No, I didn't either, so I can level with you, brother.
How tall are you, Smith?
I'm 5'11", 6 foot in the driver's license.
Okay. That's still good enough for the girls, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Once you're 5'10" or shorter, that's when life gets difficult.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I'd say 5'9". 5'9". The single digit really hurts on the tail of the tape, as they say.
Yes. I'm 6'1". Some days I'm 6'2". I like my height. I wish I was a little taller, but not all of us can have nice things. I wish I was a little skinnier too, but you know what? That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. No pun intended. All right, so we're just about to get this show started. As we get this thing going, I want you guys to get in the chat and spam S. We do this on game days. I know it's a bye week, but basically take this opportunity as a way to keep the momentum, keep the vibes going from last Monday night. Spam S in the chat. I want to see as many S's as we possibly can. And Smitty's shouting everybody out that spams S over this next minute. So on my count, let's get this going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off.
And here we go. We got KDF spamming S. Let's go. It's a big Wednesday. Let's go. I want to see it.
Victory Wednesday.
The pooch is high again. I like that. Spamming S. KDF still spamming S. The pooch. What's going on?
I think the pooch is a new one here.
DJ Holla. Beth Ann Coolidge. Kaloji? You don't get a pronunciation on that, Beth Ann. Feed me more. Pooch. Alicia. No sense. KDF. Troy S. Pooch. Man in the pit. DJ Holla. Troy S. Chris Brady spamming S. Tyler Harden. Let's go. I keep spamming S. Let's get this chat popping. The more you spam S, the more 12s can see this on their YouTube stream and come party with us. DJ Holla, Feed Me More, KDF, Alicia Cross, Ryan, let's go. Keep it up. I want to see you guys spamming S. I want to keep seeing it. Get the pooches high saying S with like a snake. Faster. Oh!
10 seconds.
We're going to get to that in a second, Hawkpocalypse. Keep it going. Keep spamming S. No sense. Leo spamming Y. We got Feed Me More.
5
Alicia,
seconds.
Beth Ann. DJ. Alicia.
3.
Ryan. Feed Me More.
2.
DJ. Tyler Harden.
1.
K-Dub. Jay Jr. Last minute S is in there.
There we go.
Good job, guys.
Good job, team. Good work. Hawkpocalypse sending from a Walgreens. I like Walgreens. My sister used to work at a Walgreens. When my sister was working at Walgreens, I was getting like 10, sometimes 20% off every purchase. Those
sick.
were the days. Now she left, and I hold it against her. But hope you had a good time there at Walgreens, Hawkpocalypse. With that said, let's get to the first Super Chat of the day. We haven't got to the menu yet. And here we are. Hawkpocalypse already sent it in. Play Smarty, lift the Lombardi. Hashtag Hawkpocalypse. Smitty, I like that.
Him and his verbiage is just absurd. This guy, he should write a book of puns or something like that. Just something ridiculous. Make them all sports related too. Maybe that's your my $1 million idea for you that you can come back and give me residuals on if you ever do it.
Hawkpocalypse is always on another level.
He really is.
Beth Ann saying this is my mom's account. So who are you then, Beth Ann?
Yeah.
Who are you? Well, let me call you by your proper name since
Facts.
you're on your mom's account. Like, I don't want to be saying subs to your mom right now. You know, like, tell me who you are. I'm very curious, Beth Ann. But thanks for being here, Beth Ann's daughter or son, whatever it is. Let's get to the Sid Super Chat menu. This is what we are offering the folks on the show today. Every $5 Super Chat equals a shout-out. It equals a beer cheers. $10 will do Geno shot. $20 will do beer chug. $50 will get out the beer shotgun. And every $100 gets you a spot in the Emerald Club. I want to induct some new members in the Emerald Club. I'll say this. The boot is getting bigger. We've added quite a bit to the Emerald Club as of late, but there's still plenty of spots for you. The goal is to get this thing filled up by football season, into football season. And the most recent inductees, Bubba Wallace, now on the Emerald Club. Emma the dog. We got Dylan, Adam. We got Benji. We had a crazy show on Monday night.
Wild show. It only got more wild after the game was essentially wrapped up as far as the score suggested.
Yeah. So if you want in on the Emerald Club, $100 Super Chat, you can get in. $sign below the chat box. You can also Venmo, if you so choose, to Tyler Jones Live to get your Super Chats in, and we'll interact with you. We'll party. We'll have a good time today. Look at this, Smitty, your favorite.
Let's go. This is electric.
This is a great way to start the show. So we have a first-time Super Chat coming in. And we always do something special when we get a first-time Super Chat on the show.
I am going to fire that up in just a second here.
Smitty is getting it ready, and then we will get fired up right away, folks. Here we go. Smitty, do your thing.
Here we go. We're coming in now from KDF, who is a first-time Super Chatter.
Hey!
For KDF, C!
Hawks!
C!
Hawks!
C!
Hawks!
Let's go, KDF!
go!
Welcome to the family.
KDF!
KDF! KDF! KDF! KDF! Spam KDF in the chat.
Spam KDF from Canada. Canada KDF. Keep Spoon at the slot, and the Seahawks are going to the bowl. Referring to the Super Bowl, of course. Smitty, this is actually something we're going to talk about here in just a moment. I don't want to give away too much because you guys are going to hear my thoughts on this. But I got to say, I am pretty confident the Seahawks are going to figure out where exactly Devin Witherspoon belongs. The main thing is just keep him on the football field because he's one of those, I think, just plug-and-play guys. He'll be effective wherever you put him.
Yeah, I mean, he's an absolute just ball hawk, nose to the football playmaker who has good hands and an even better shoulder that he lays into people when he's laying the boom. I mean, Devin Witherspoon is all over the football field, a absolute Swiss Army knife out there. You can throw him anywhere, and he'll be successful.
Cheers to you, KDF. All right, DJ with a $2 super chat.
DJ, holla!
Jamal Adams for comeback player of the year.
He's got to come back first.
Got to come back first. Minor detail, but I'll say this, Smitty, real quick. Very small sample size, but Jamal Adams did look good in the 9 plays he was out there.
Listen, Seattle is traded for this guy for a reason. They know the situations that they want to put him in, and they're not going to put him in places that he's not going to feel comfortable or succeed. He's not going to be in that Quandre Diggs level of the defense where he's looking over the top and trying to stop different vertical routes. That's not the player that he is, and it's never really the player he was. He could do it in college because he could keep up with that level. NFL, it's not really his game. He's a box safety, a guy who's a tackling machine, seeks out the ball wherever it is on the field, and he makes tackles and stops plays from becoming worse. That's what Jamal Adams is. He can rush off the edge. He can play over the middle. But that traditional deep safety spot, that's not his game. And Pete Carroll and the coaching staff, they know where to put him. They're going to put him in spots where he's going to be successful. He just got to get on the field himself first.
All right. We're at 16 likes right now. If we want to get this show started, I need you guys to like today's video. We need at least 30 likes to start the show. I don't think I'm asking too much. I just need 14 more. Like the video, and we'll get today's show started. And here is what's on tap. While I wait for you guys to like the video and get us to 30, here's what's coming up on today's show. We have the latest news and rumors talking more about Jamal Adams, as well as Geno Smith, Devon Witherspoon, and Pete Carroll. Also, we're going to do a hot take segment. Send in your hottest takes. The spicier, the better, and I'll react to them. Hashtag hot take to get on the hot take segment, or you can super chat, and we'll react to it coming up in just a little while from right now. It is the bye week now for the Seahawks. What needs to change? What does this team need to do differently after the bye week? I'll tell you that. Plus, we got a live Q&A mailbag later on as well. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag portion of the show. So that is what's ahead here on Seahawks Today. Folks, I think this hot take segment's got a lot of potential. We did this a while back, had a lot of fun doing it. Now I want to see what you guys have this time. Now that we're a few games into the season, give me some juice. Give me something that really just gets the juices flowing, that makes you feel a certain way. Okay, bonk there. But chime in, send in your hot takes. We'll react to them coming up in just a bit. 26 likes. I need 4 more, and then we'll get the show started. 2 away now. I'll even take a little chug of this Happy Dad when we get to 30. I need 2 more likes, and then we'll officially get this thing started here on this Wednesday afternoon, this live edition of Seahawks Today. News and rumors coming up next, followed by our hot take segment as well. Hashtag hot take to get on the hot take segment. One more, and then we can get started here. One more, and then we will get to the news and rumors segment. A lot to talk about. There we go. We hit it. Cheers to all the 12s out there. Now, Smitty, whenever Smitty's ready, then we'll go ahead and get this thing started with our first segment. News and rumors coming up next. Hot take segment to follow. Hashtag hot take to get on the hot take segment that we'll be doing. Smitty, we all set? All right. Let's get started now with our news and rumors here on Seahawks Today. Coming up on today's show, we have an injury update on Geno Smith after that scary scene involving him and Isaiah Simmons on Monday night. Good news, though. We'll get to that coming up in a few moments. Also, Devin Witherspoon, he's kicking ass and taking names, making history as a rookie in the National Football League. Won a big award this week as well. We'll tell you about that. Also, the latest on Jamal Adams and his injury from Monday night. All of that and more coming up on this edition of Seahawks Today. But first, our friends or enemies, frenemies over at the 49ers Report, Chase Sr. and company, they got over 1,000 likes in a video this week. And Chase told me, Tyler, there's no way you guys can do that in Seahawks Today. And I said, you are absolutely wrong. We will prove it to you right now. 12s, can you deliver? Can we stick it to the 49ers Report? Can we get 1,000 likes on today's video? I believe we can. Hit the like button, and we'll get going here on Seahawks Today. Let's begin with Geno Smith, as the Seahawks quarterback left Monday's game against the Giants with the knee injury that he suffered in a play involving Isaiah Simmons of the New York Giants. We'll get some photo evidence we'll show you in a moment. Luckily, Geno did come back, so everything seemed to be okay, but we have some more context about what happened from Geno Smith and Pete Carroll, and I'll say this much, it's very good. Here's more from Geno Smith. I'm feeling better. Obviously an ugly situation, but I feel a lot better. I was just running out of bounds and kind of got rolled up on, just an unfortunate situation. Initially, was kind of in shock a little, but a bit just from being rolled up and having my leg pretty much trapped under the guy. There was some slight pain, but overall I was happy I came out okay. And Geno was the first one to tell you, and I will agree, the play was absolutely dirty what Isaiah Simmons did to Geno Smith. As the photo evidence shows us that we're about to bring you right now, he was clearly out of bounds, folks. His feet were out of bounds, and you can see that this just wasn't necessary. This was a Giants team that was already playing from behind, that their season has been an utter failure, and just let the emotions show a little bit, drag on a bit. So I personally had a big issue with it. I know Geno did as well, but the most important thing is, according to Pete Carroll, that Geno Smith will be okay, that he was fine, that there's not going to be anything that lingers on as far as that goes. And, it sounds like Geno, after twisting his knee, obviously going to have some caution about that. But the bye week for Geno, coming off of this, and then the other injuries, we'll talk about Jamal Adams later, could not come at a better time right now. Geno's playing great football. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 63% completion percentage. But this team is just banged up all over the place. So I'm very glad that you get this bye week to kind of just reset, simmer down a bit, get healthy, and then get back at it as you have the 3-1 record where things stand right now. So I want to ask you guys, what did you think about that hit from Isaiah Simmons? You heard from me, you heard from Geno that it was a dirty play. I'm only giving you 2 options because there's only one correct answer here. Was it dirty? Y for yes, HY for hell yes it was. Better not see any no's in there. It's our pin comment today. Weigh in. Let us know what you think about that play. It's Devin Witherspoon's world, and we're all just living in it. The Seahawks rookie put on quite the show on Monday night on a national stage, his coming out party of sorts in a night that included 7 tackles, 2 sacks, an interception, and a touchdown. And his numbers were so good, we don't even have enough space on our graphics to tell you about how impressive he was. And he made history with this performance as he was able to become the 27th player in NFL history and 3rd rookie ever to have 2 sacks and a pick 6 in one game. It was truly one of the greatest rookie performances we have ever seen, and he's just getting started. And now the questions are out there going forward. What is Devin Witherspoon's role going to be with this Seattle Seahawks team? I'm not concerned. I'll tell you why in a moment, but first, a word from today's sponsor, Odds Are. Folks, Odds Are, one of our newest partners here at Chat Sports, is not a betting app. Let's make that very clear. Now, what Odds Are is, though, is AI technology gives you the smart bets you should be making. Because let's face it, folks, luck is not strategy. They don't take your bets, but they make you better at it. Here's how Odds Are works, folks. You download the app. You go to oddsr.com/NFL Daily for a free 30-day trial for Seahawks Today viewers, and you're looking for the green values. Those are the bets you should be making. Red means the bets you should be avoiding. And I want to go through some of these NFL games for you. Let's take example Thursday Night Football. Bears in Washington. That's a terrible game, but good opportunity to bet. As you can see, we got 3 different green values here. The under, 44.5. Can't imagine a ton of points involving an 0-4 team in that game. Also, the spread, the Bears there as well. Meanwhile, you look at Atlanta and Houston, and the under in that game, those offenses maybe not as good as some people might think with Bijan Robinson, C.J. Stroud. Those guys are still young. The under in that game, 110, some good value there. Packers and Raiders. I would think there's going to be some points in this game. The Raiders' defense stinks, folks. 44.5 is the value there on the over. Check out OddsR. Download it now. Get your 30-day free trial. OddsR.com/NFL Daily. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Terms and conditions do apply. Download today and get started with OddsR. All right, so here's the depth chart for the Seahawks right now. And this is where the Devin Witherspoon equation comes in. Currently at the moment, he is your starting outside corner. But then you look at things, you have Mike Jackson, who's a very good veteran player. Trey Brown's going to come back from injury at some point. He was off to a good start the year before he got hurt, among others here. Where does Devin Witherspoon fit into all of this? I'll say this much. I don't care. Because what's going to happen is that the Seahawks are going to find a way to use Devin Witherspoon one way or the other, whether he's playing outside corner or nickelback. He is too good not to have on the football field. This is basically a good problem to have. I know that we were hearing Ryan Clark on the Monday Night Postgame the other night talk about, well, when Jamal Adams is healthy, what do you do with Witherspoon and Kobe Bryant and all these guys? You know, I understand trying to figure out some other guy's role. But Devin Witherspoon, I got to have him out there every single play because he's earned that right. He's too good to not have involved in this defense some way, shape, or form. Brian Baldinger, Baldy's Breakdowns, does a great job in the film room. And he had a really good breakdown on Devin Witherspoon this week and that situation of the role for him. Listen to this. When he's free, he lets you know he's free. He was the best corner in the draft coming out of Illinois, and it wasn't even close to me. He was by far the number 1 cornerback, and Seattle got him with the 5th pick. And then you watch him. He can play anywhere. He can play in the slot. He doesn't miss a tackle. So, with that said, you'll find a role for him. He'll be in great shape. And the odds makers, by the way, are all in on Devin Witherspoon as well. He is soaring up the boards when it comes to his chances to win Rookie of the Year right now. The momentum is all on Devin Witherspoon. Plus 175 at the moment. Jalen Carter, Seahawks fans very familiar with, who they ultimately passed on. He's the favorite, but Witherspoon making significant ground. He's already got more sacks than Jalen Carter. Who would have thought? So watch out. I'm not worried. Devin Witherspoon is going to be plenty involved in this Seahawks defense for the rest of this season. I can guarantee you that much. Is he going to win Rookie of the Year, though? What do you guys think? Let's hear it for Spoon in the comments section. Show me all those spoons. Spam it for Devin Witherspoon and show him some love. And let's do our part to acknowledge the greatness that is Devin Witherspoon, the start of the season that he's having, and obviously some great things to come with him there with the Seattle Seahawks. One final note before we go. Let's catch up to speed on Jamal Adams and his situation. The much-anticipated return this past week of him returning to Seattle. It was only 9 plays in before ultimately he got hurt again, taking the knee to the helmet from Daniel Jones. Just an awful situation as he's trying to make a tackle. Went into concussion protocol. We saw him yelling there at the NFL concussion folks. Pete Carroll had this to say as far as Jamal Adams goes right now. He's going to be okay. He got kicked in the head, so he misses this game. But the preparation to get him to this, and then with the week coming up, he's going to be fine, I'm sure, and be back out there. So it's just a little glitch right now. He'll be fine. Frustrating start, but all the work he did to get here is what preps him for the next time coming around. He's going to be a big part of what we're doing. Concussions are a very serious deal. No doubt about that. But the bright side is that this could have been a lot worse of a situation for both Jamal Adams and for Geno Smith. To think that, hey, Jamal, you know what? He's going to be fine, and he should be back after the bye week. That Geno Smith isn't likely to have some lingering issues from the knee injury he suffered. Two big names, players that the Seahawks really need, specifically with Geno Smith, and everything's going to be okay, it seems. So a sigh of relief at the moment. Now, as far as Jamal Adams goes, we'll tell you more about his situation and where the Seahawks go from here in a moment. But first, want to make sure you subscribe to Seahawks Today as we're talking about your favorite team each and every day on the channel with daily news and rumors, breaking news, trades, and more. Got our live shows, of course. This is the channel for the diehard Seahawk fan. Had a heck of a time at our watch party on Monday night, me and Smitty, and we're going to be doing those all season long. Might be a bye week this week, I understand, but that doesn't mean we're slowing down here on the channel. In fact, we're cranking it up this week. Stay tuned, stay alert, subscribe now. You ain't alive, you ain't subscribed to Seahawks Today. Stay tuned, folks. A lot of exciting stuff to come right here on the channel. All right, so Jamal Adams, we mentioned the injury occurred on his 9th play from scrimmage this past Monday night. It was his first game back in 385 days from that torn pec, and it's his 5th injury he's had since joining the Seahawks in 2020. Just some terrible luck that's occurred for Jamal Adams at this point. And what we saw from Jamal Adams in the small sample size, he was already making plays, made 2 tackles. He was looking like he was ready to go from the jump, and then just some bad luck once again, which has been an ongoing theme story for Jamal Adams in his time with the Seattle Seahawks. So now, what do the Seahawks do from here? Waiting on Jamal Adams and everything. I'll say this much. It sucks, no doubt about it. No beating the bush on that. But at least the Seahawks, as much as I look at Jamal Adams and, we can acknowledge the talent levels there. It's a big plus when he's on the football field. The difference now with having Jamal Adams compared to a couple of years ago is that you have depth now. The Seahawks are basically used to playing without Jamal Adams, okay? You brought in Julian Love for a reason. You got Quandre Diggs there, Kobe Bryant, a number of different options. The PFF scores for the defense so far this season, in his 9 plays, Jamal Adams ranks as the number 4 defensive player in the Seahawks. But you look at the numbers beyond that, you got 9 guys with a score of 71 or higher right now on that defense. So Jamal is a luxury, essentially, for this group. I think they're going to be fine either way, but at least it doesn't sound like Jamal is going to be out very long, that he should be back here in the next few days after the bye week. What do you think of the Seahawks defense right now, by the way? Grade it for me, A, B, C, D, or F, and let us know what you think of this group where things stand right now. Don't forget to like today's video as we're trying to stick it to the 49ers report. I believe we can get 1,000 likes today. No doubt about it. You guys can make it happen, and we'll see you next time here on the channel. All right. So there you have it. That's our first segment in the books. We'll get to our hot take segment in just a moment. Use hashtag hot take or super chat to get your takes coming up on the show. But in the meantime, let's ask you guys, was the hit on Geno Smith dirty? Y for yes, HY for hell yes. What do you guys think? Leo says hell yes. What else? What are we thinking here in the comment section on that hit? Troy says hip drops are dirty. End of story. Smitty, what say you? You are not so sold that it was a dirty hit. You thought it was a football play.
I thought it was a football play. I did not think it was a dirty hit, much to the chagrin of many Seahawks fans. But I thought it was clean. I thought it was an unfortunate hit. I think it was the way that the tackle ended up, I don't think was malicious. I don't think there was any ill will intent behind it. Geno on the play, which I actually did forget this part. I don't think the hit itself, even on a quarterback, is dirty in general. But this even further supports my argument. Geno on that play was running to the sideline as a ball carrier. As
pass got tipped, and he caught it.
He caught the pass that bounced off of a helmet or whatever.
Yeah.
And repossessed it, becomes a ball carrier, could not throw the ball anymore because it had already been thrown forward. And At that point, he's determined a ball carrier and can be hit just as much as any running back or wide receiver, tight end, doesn't matter, can be. So I really don't think it was a dirty hit. Unfortunate how he kind of got rolled up on, but sometimes it's just the way of the world. It was a crowded area. It was near the sideline, and Geno, thank God Geno's okay. Because maybe if he was injured, I would have think a little differently, but he's all right, I think.
All right, folks, I have very exciting news. The much-anticipated return has happened. Mark Sanchez is back on Seahawks Today as the butt fumble man himself has sent in a $10 super chat. Bang! Mark, welcome back to Seahawks Today. Been a while, my guy. Good to see you. Mark, with the hot take, already getting the hot takes going. We'll get this in the hot take segment, too. I'll let Smitty react to it this time. I don't know if Smitty and Mark have met yet. I don't think so.
This is our first interaction.
This is your first introduction.
Our first introduction, that's right.
So I'll let you handle this and introduce yourself to Mark Sanchez, and I'll react to it later in our segment.
All right.
Smitty, hot take. Hawks will beat the Niners on Thanksgiving Day, and Witherspoon will win Defensive Player of the Year with Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I mean, Mark, why haven't we met each other sooner? This is my type of take right here. I've been on this train that the Seahawks are going to beat the Niners on that Thanksgiving game the whole season. I couldn't even tell you the last time Seattle's had a home Thanksgiving game, if they've ever even had one.
I don't think they have.
I don't think they have, exactly. And I don't think that they're going to do this whole shebang for the first time and come out without the win. 2 weeks later against the Niners in San Fran and Levi Stadium might be a different story. But Lumen Field, November 23rd, turkey legs and all, I'm all over our Seattle Seahawks. And Devin Witherspoon have 5-6 more games like he had against the Giants this season. He's well in position to get Defensive Player of the Year, and that would obviously mean he gets Defensive Rookie of the Year along with it. Mark, I love the take. I love you. Glad to see you on the show. Thank you for the $10 super chat, and I hope we can interact more over the season. Thank you, brother.
Mark, welcome back. I know that Mark is probably a little upset that his Washington Huskies are leaving the Pac-12, headed to the Big Ten these days. But good to hear from you, Mark. And with that, I owe you a Geno shot. By the way, I'm not drinking Fireball today. I'm changing it up a bit. I am going with some vodka today. We might need to make this a thing. Vodka Wednesday.
Vodka Wednesdays. I like vodka, so I could be down.
Vodka Wednesdays. I got vodka in hand, a $10 Geno shot for the man, the myth, the legend. Welcome back to Seahawks Today. Mark Sanchez.
Woo!
Cheers to you. Let's have ourselves a day. All right. Let's show that super chat. Oh, yes. Let's get to that one, and then we'll get to the super chat. Feed me more Seahawks writes in. No Jamal hate. Come on. It was an accidental injury. That's Smitty's take. That we're referring to. I'm getting the injuries mixed up. That's the Geno Smith one. The Jamal injury. Yeah, I mean, he was going for a tackle, took a knee to the helmet. Obviously, he wasn't trying to get hurt. It was a concussion that could have happened to anybody. The good news is, Pete Carroll says, as we told you in the report a few moments ago, that he's on track to be able to still come back and play next week in Cincinnati.
Hell of a week to have a bye.
Yes.
Hell of a week to have a bye. Jamal Adams also, he didn't have to make that play like that.
Right.
Say. He didn't have to tackle Daniel Jones, diving for his legs. He could have got him another way.
Yeah.
Promise Daniel Jones wasn't taken into the crib. I promise it was going to be a house call. Jamal Adams could have tackled him a different way.
And Nelovic.
I was listening to a podcast about Seattle, and I think it was not a podcast. I think it was a Rich Eisen's show. And they were talking about the Hawks after the win, and they were talking about how Seattle drafts there's no better front office in the NFL as far as drafting the identity of what the team wants to be than the Seattle Seahawks. And I think that's a very good take.
Yeah.
As well as their offseason acquisitions for players that they did not draft, including Jamal Adams. In that vein, I believe that Seattle acquires players who play with a little bit of reckless endangerment. And I think that Jamal Adams is one of those players that kind of plays a little bit reckless.
Yeah.
But some of that recklessness can turn into a ton of success on the field. So you kind of take the wins with the losses in that sense. But as far as Jamal Adams' case goes, he's been out way more than he's been in. And maybe he's got to play a little bit more conservatively if he wants to, extend his football career.
All right, let's go to the Super Chat menu. We need some more hot takes for this hot take segment. Use hashtag hot take to get your hot takes on the show. You can also Super Chat. Super Chats will get priority. But here is what we're offering today. Mark, welcome back, by the way. I know you're watching. You are not in the Emerald Club yet. It's the newest addition to Seahawks Today. You send in a $100 Super Chat, and you join the Emerald Club for eternity. We also have a brand new boot here. If you join the Emerald Club with a $100 Super Chat, you get on the brand new boot as well as the honor of being an Emerald Club member. $50 will get out the beer shotgun. Here it is in all its glory. $20 Super Chat will do a beer chug. $10 Super Chat will do a Geno shot. $5 little beer cheers. And if we get to about 200 in Super Chats today, we can take down a boot. That's what we'll offer if we get to 200. We're about $20 right now, so still $180 away from Das Boot. Could it happen? Absolutely could. But we got a ways to go to get there before we get to Das Boot. Who's got some hot takes? I'm checking in the chat right now. Yeah, we can use those. Yeah, of course. I need some more hot takes coming in. Use hashtag hot take. Sonny Dane, Samuel, Ilona. Send in some of those hot takes. I want to get you guys in this segment and get you guys some screen time, react to what you guys have to say. Send those in, and if you think of a hot take as we are going along, then feel free to send it in as we get through the segment. Like Feed More Seahawks, what you just sent in, we'll put that in the hot take segment. That $2 Super Chat you just sent in, you'll be one of the first ones we answer. Like Moon Lambo, use hashtag hot take, and we'll get it in this next segment here in just a moment. I believe, Smitty, we have enough hot takes to get started, and we'll try to get some more as we get the segment going. So that is what we're looking at. Hashtag hot take if you want in on this second segment of the show. Coming up later, I have my bye-week changes, what I advise for the Seahawks, what they need to do differently as they go forward from here, and then we'll do a traditional mailbag segment as well at the end of the show. But right now, let's go ahead and react to all your steaming hot Seahawks takes right now. There we go, Ilona. Good work. That's how it's done, getting in your hot take on the show. We'll get the Ilonas on the show in a bit. Smitty, we all set? We good to go? And they're pulling properly? Sweet. Cool. Ilona, give me a hot take. We can put that on the show, but I want you to give me your hot take, your opinion. Throw me some opinions out there. Like, man in a pit, that's an opinion. That's good. Show me a good opinion. We'll get it on our hot take segment here next. All right. Without further ado, hot take segment time here on Seahawks Today. Smitty, we all set? All right. Let's get after it here in just a moment. Let's see. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Oh, I'm not Allie Barefoot. There we go. Tyler Jones. Beta YT checking in the house as well. He's got some hot takes. All right. Good stuff there, Beta. Thank you. We'll get to that in a moment. All right, here we go. Seahawks Today by Chat Sports, and we're feeling a little spicy as you guys submitted your hottest takes to the channel. And what we're going to do today is we're going to react to them. The Seahawks are a few weeks into the season now. Bye week. How you feeling about this team? The spicier, the better, by the way. Your chance to take over the show, my chance to react to it. Let's get started. The legend himself, Mark Sanchez. making his triumphant return to Seahawks Today, writes in hot take. Hawks will beat the Niners on Thanksgiving Day, and Witherspoon will win Defensive Player of the Year with Defensive Rookie of the Year. All right, Mark, let's dissect that piece by piece here. I like it. A lot to dive into there. Let's start off with them beating the Niners on Thanksgiving Day. It's a home game. It is at Lumen Field. It's been a while since the Seahawks beat the Niners. They got swept last season, lost 3 games. And I'll say this, credit to both teams, because both of them are very good, right? It is going to be hard for either of them to sweep one another. I do not expect the Seahawks to sweep the Niners. I do not expect the Niners to sweep the Seahawks. The most likely scenario is that the Seahawks win at Lumen Field and the Niners win at Levi Stadium. So I agree. I think the Niners will lose, that the Seahawks will win on Thanksgiving night. Now, as far as Devin Witherspoon goes, Defensive Rookie of the Year is certainly within reach. The odds right now have him as the second favorite. Defensive Player of the Year is going to be a little bit harder, but if he keeps playing like he did on Monday night, then he'll make a strong case. Devin Witherspoon, the best is yet to come, Mark Sanchez. I'm fired up about Devin Witherspoon. KDF writing in, keep Spoon at slot, and the Seahawks are going to the bowl. The bowl, of course, referring to the Super Bowl, the bowl of all bowls. Let's go one thing at a time here, keeping him at the slot. So I was listening to Ryan Clark the other night on the ESPN postgame show, and he was concerned about what are they going to do with Devin Witherspoon, his position-wise, when Jamal Adams comes back from the concussion, and you got Kobe Bryant and Julian Love and all these guys, and also Trey Brown coming back as well. And here's the deal. Seahawks have a good problem on their hands here. They will figure it out one way or another. So whether he's playing the slot or playing outside, I'm not honestly concerned. I think that the Seahawks are going to be okay with whatever they do with Devin Witherspoon. So I trust them to figure it out. I know I've had my doubts about Clint Hurts, but Pete Carroll is going to be the right guy to find what's best for Devin Witherspoon. His track record speaks, so they'll be fine. Don't worry about it. DJ writes in, Jamal Adams for Comeback Player of the Year. All right, DJ. Let's hold the phone on this. First off, to win Comeback Player of the Year, you have to come back first. Okay. Jamal Adams looked good in the, 9 snaps that we saw him play on Monday night. PFF score was really good. Small sample size, very small sample size. He looks really good. But he still went out with that concussion. Now he's going to come back. Let's see him stay healthy first. I know it was just a little bit that we saw Jamal, but he looked good for that little bit we saw him. But got to be out there. If he stays out there, then we can talk. But let's focus one thing at a time here first. Thanks, DJ. Tommy Spanks, bang, writes in, Jackson Smith-Njigba is overrated and has been missing in action so far. Should we trade him? Tommy. I sound like a disappointed parent right now. Hell no! Okay, I've been reading the comment section the last, week or two, and a lot of you guys are dogging on JSN, saying it was a waste of a pick, that, he just isn't getting involved and all that. And look, I understand the frustration. Believe me, I get that. But this, to me, is more about the coaching and schematically of getting him involved than it is about JSN. JSN's very talented. He's a very good route runner. He's got to give him more of an opportunity. And for me, I would like to see more of a downfield passing game. I think JSN could play a big role in that. As far as that goes, no. You should not absolutely consider trading JSN. His day will come. He's still a rookie. Not everybody blossoms overnight like that. And we saw what he did in the preseason and everything in training camp. Give him time. He will be okay. Trust me on this, folks. Believe me. Was it a mistake drafting JSN? Are we really doing this? Be honest. Tell me what you think. Y for yes, N for no. It wasn't a mistake. He'll be fine. Calm down, folks. AJ writes in. Seahawks come all out of the bye hot and win 7 in a row. Okay. I like what you're thinking here, JJ, as far as 7 in a row goes. I'm actually going to pull out my phone right now and go over the schedule, and let's see about these next 7 games that these Seahawks have and break this down for you, because I got to tell you, the Seattle Seahawks team, sitting at 3-1 right now, things feel pretty good, but you're going to be tested here pretty soon. Think about this. You played the Bengals. Joe Burrow doesn't look too healthy right now, but it's still the Bengals. It's Jamar Chase and all those guys there. Cincinnati's still a good football team despite their record. Cardinals should be a win. Browns are up and down. You don't know what team's going to show up. Not a given that you win that game necessarily. Then you play at Baltimore. Cross-country road trip. Baltimore is a very good football team. Lamar Jackson, I think, is the most explosive player in the league. And when he's on, he's on. And that defense is incredible. That's a tough game. Commanders, that game is interesting because the Commanders, we don't necessarily know who they are, if they're contenders or pretenders just yet. But they've looked okay, looked better than expected to begin the season anyway. Rams, you hope it's a win this time. And then the Niners after that. 7-0, that's asking a lot, but it's not impossible, AJ. Dumploid Boss writes in, #hot take. Seahawks offense needs to get more points on the board and start off early. We can't rely on our defense just because they stop sucking. Dumploid Boss, 100% agree. The offense does need to do a better job. And go back to last week, the Panthers game. This team had, 5 field goals in a row? It took a while to get that offense really going. And as I've said many times before, you got to stay out of the friend zone, get into the end zone. The Seahawks have to do a better job capitalizing in the red zone. That's where a guy like Jake Bobo comes in. You can't win in the postseason with field goals. You'll win in touchdowns. I agree. Seahawks got to do a better job of that. It works both ways. The defense is improving, but the offense has got to do its part as well. So you might be onto something there at the Employed Boss. Let me tell you about today's partner here on Seahawks Today. Odds are one of our newest sponsors here at Chat Sports. Not a betting app, let's make that clear, but its AI technology gives you the bets they recommend making. Because let's face it, luck is not strategy. They don't take your bet. We make you better at betting, folks. Here's what you do. Go to oddsr.com/NFL Daily, and we are giving Seahawks Today viewers a 30-day free trial when you download OddsR. And with OddsR, you can pull up all the NFL games, as well as other sports, MLB, playoff action getting going right now, among other things. The NBA is starting soon. And you can figure out the smart bets to make. Here's the thing. You want to look for the green values. And the red values mean stay away. Don't make those bets. Some notable ones this weekend, because if you can't bet on the Seahawks this weekend, you might as well make some money on some of the other games, right? Thursday Night Football, for example. Green value on the Commanders, Bears under, the Bears covering as well as winning. Some good value there. Atlanta and Houston, value on the under. Those offenses stink. I understand Bijan Robinson's playing, but he can't necessarily score 41 and a half on his own. Packers and Vegas, meanwhile, value is on the over in that game. The Raiders' defense is just atrocious. So, yeah, I can see that. It makes a lot of sense. Check out OddsR, download it now, and start finding the right bets you need to make. 30-day free trial. Terms and conditions do apply. Luck is not strategy. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Check out OddsR today. All right, moving on now. Our next one in the hot take mailbag today comes from Feed Me More Seahawks. Jamal will break 9.5 sacks record this season with 10. I don't see that happening. There's not a whole lot of time. He's already basically missed 4 games this season, with, 13 more to go. I don't see that happening, but I do like Jamal's role in this defense. When you look at the Seahawks and their situation of, hey, they have their safeties, right? Plenty of them between the likes of Quandre Diggs and Julian Love and Kobe Bryant. You can play him in that box safety role and let him do his thing. So, Feedmore Seahawk, I do think he sees some sacks. I doubt it's necessarily 10. Beta YT, a Seahawks Today legend around here, writes in. Devin Witherspoon will win Defensive Player of the Year, and JSN will win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Witherspoon, it could happen. There's a chance, especially after his performance that he had on Monday Night Football the other night. JSN, meanwhile, got a lot of work to do. And as I said earlier, I'm not blaming JSN. He just needs to get schemed more into the offense and get more involved there to have a shot. You look at the Defensive Rookie of the Year odds right now, Witherspoon is climbing up. He's at plus 175 now, the number 2 player in Defensive Rookie of the Year odds. If he continues to play at a high level, we'll see him climb up there. In fact, the guy that he's behind right now, Jalen Carter, he actually has more sacks than. So best of luck to Devin Witherspoon. Hopefully there's more of Spoon coming up the way that we've seen so far. Jerry43 writes, Drew Lock looked great. He should be starting over Geno Smith. Ay. I've seen this take a few times over the last few days, and it makes me want to just walk off the screen here. Right? Okay, I'll come back. All right, let's talk about this for a second. Drew Lock. What can I say about Drew Lock? Drew Lock looked very good, filling in for Geno in the few snaps that he was in, leading a touchdown drive, had that long pass to Noah Fant. He did his job. And for me, that was a big confidence booster in proving that he is a worthy backup quarterback. But you would be kidding yourself if you think now's the time to bench Geno. Because Geno's playing well. He's coming off a very good season last year. There's just no reason to. Now, I think what we saw from Drew in that small sample size, that if, God forbid, something does happen to Geno, that Drew can hang on to things and keep the boat, cruising, sailing, if something were to happen. He earned my confidence. He earned your confidence as well. But as far as starting over Geno, hell no, that ain't happening. But it's an interesting take. Confidence level in Drew Lock. Scale it for me 1 through 10. What are you feeling about the Seahawks backup quarterback? Weigh in the comment section. Put a number on it, 1 through 10, and let us know what you think. Thanks for joining us on this special hot take edition of Seahawks Today by Jet Sports. I know it's the bye week, but we're not slowing down on Seahawks coverage on the channel. Subscribe now if you haven't already for the latest happenings on your favorite team. We got you covered, and we'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today. All right, halfway home. We have our bye week changes segment coming up next, but we want to ask you, was it a mistake drafting JSN? Smitty, a lot of people not happy with JSN right now, but I don't think JSN's to blame.
No, he's not. He's not the one to blame, and anybody who thinks it's his fault that he's not producing right now just doesn't know ball, quite frankly. The scheme doesn't really designed to get him in. Think about what the Seahawks have done as far as the last few seasons, which wide receivers have been really successful. Oh, it's been Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. Where do they operate? The sidelines.
Right.
It's an outside passing team. We haven't really had a third wide receiver. I mean, Freddie Swain, is that really where we're going for a slot guy? Like, Doug Baldwin was a pretty traditional slot guy, but even he transitioned to the outside receiver spot later he got in his career. Seattle really hasn't had this textbook slot receiver really ever in the whole Pete Carroll, John Schneider era. JSN is just that. He's uber talented. They just haven't schemed it up yet for him. And I think Shane Waldron's got to draw stuff up for him because he coached Cooper Kupp for a little bit. He knows how to coach up a slot receiver.
Right.
JSN can do just that. They just got to put him in the position to do so.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, most of what he's seen has been like these throws to the flats where it really doesn't give him much room to get yards after the catch or do something creative with his route. It's these arrow routes, these flat routes that he's getting that really just don't produce much. So
Right.
The more that he gets down the field throws, middle of the field throws, things just past the first down. How many times has he even been targeted past the first down marker? I don't really know. It's not many. So the more times that they draw that up, scheme that up for him, the more successful he's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it a mistake by drafting JSN? Everybody very adamant saying no. I'm good to see. That's refreshing. AJ, Virgil, Ilona, Michael, Matt, all saying no. Troy says he's third string. What do you expect? Tyler saying no as well. Sony Dane says the best receiver isn't a receiver. It's Noah Fant. And we've seen Noah Fant play a lot better as of late, too. He's kind of come to life of sorts. So
you never know which Seahawks tight end's going to pop off. You just never know.
Yeah. All right, let's get to bye week changes now. What do the Seahawks need to do differently after the first 4 weeks of the season? They have the week off this week, and then they take on the Cincinnati Bengals, the Bungles. And I got to tell you, the next few weeks ahead are going to be very interesting with this team. Obviously you want to get healthy, but there are some things that need to be changed as far as approach-wise. Just because you're 3-1 doesn't mean that everything is perfect. There are some kinks that need to be worked out, and so we'll examine those here in just a moment as far as that goes. Checking in on the chat, Beta saying, don't forget roomies don't have to make I think he means rookies. Roomies. Your roomies don't have to make an impact? Yeah. Yeah. Your rookies don't have to make an immediate impact to be good. Yeah, some of these things take time. I'm with you there, Beta, assuming you mean rookies there. All right, let's go ahead and get to our next segment, bye week changes. We'll break it down here on this live edition of Seahawks Today. When Smitty's ready, gives me the go-ahead, then we'll get started. So I'll take a swig. Beta says autocorrect got him that time. Autocorrect gets the best of us. Go ahead and make that logo bigger if you would. There we go. All right. Yeah, Beta, that happens. Autocorrect is not kind to some of us sometimes. But glad to have you guys here. We're halfway home, 2 segments to go. Bye week changes next. And a mailbag coming up later. Hashtag Seahawks if you want to get on the mailbag portion of the show. Or Super Chat. And your Super Chats will get to the front of the line in the mailbag segment. All right. Almost good? Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Cool. Beta says autocorrect hates me. Hey, I feel it. Struggle's real. Struggle's real on that Beta White tee. We've all been there. I can tell you that much right now. Hot King says we need to work on penalties. The last game we had way too many penalties, and then again,
A little sloppy last game.
Yeah, they were. It took a while before this team got in rhythm because of all those penalties, especially in that first quarter there. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Seahawks Today is bringing you the best Seattle Seahawks coverage on YouTube with daily news and rumors, live shows, watch parties, Q&A mailbags, and more. And we are approaching 42,000 subscribers on the channel, but we need your help. Go ahead and subscribe now for free and join the crew as we march on towards 42K right here on Seahawks Today. We are discussing bye week changes on today's show. Seattle is currently 3-1 on the very young 2023 season. They have a week off after the win against the New York Giants. And now where does this team go from here? I have 5 things that I recommend the Seahawks do differently after they come off this bye week. Before we get to those 5 things, though, let's kind of set the scene for you where things stand for the Seahawks right now, their outlook at the moment. Currently sitting with a 3-1 record. They have the 6th-ranked scoring offense in the NFL at 27.8 points per game. 17th in scoring defense, allowing about 22.8 points per game. So roughly they're winning their games 28-23. They're tied for the 3rd best record in the NFC. And if they were in the NFC North or the NFC South, they would probably win their division with ease. Unfortunately, they share a division with the San Francisco 49ers, and the Niners hold that first-place spot in the division at the moment. That puts Seattle tied for a wild card spot with that number 3 record. Now, the upcoming schedule. What is ahead for Seattle the next few weeks? You take on the Bengals on the road off the bye week. Joe Burrow, not so healthy right now. And that's a must-win game. Every win's a must-win game for the Cincinnati Bengals at this point, playing from behind like they are. Then you face the lowly Arizona Cardinals, who have surprised some folks with their win against the Dallas Cowboys a couple weeks ago, so not necessarily a given. The Cleveland Browns, kind of hard to figure out right now with the way Deshaun Watson is playing at this juncture. And that is also the throwback jersey game as well, so a little extra motivation. You look good, you feel good, you play good, as Coach Prime would say. Then week 9, you travel to Baltimore to take on a very good Baltimore Ravens team, the most explosive player in the league in Lamar Jackson, a very good defense there in Baltimore. And then the Washington Commanders, who kind of like the Cleveland Browns, we don't know who they are. We've seen some good, we've seen some bad already. So it's an interesting stretch ahead. Realistically, when I look at this Seahawks team through the first few weeks of the season, this is as good as you could have expected, a 3-1 start. I think all of us, when the season began, said, hey, we'll take 3-1. We didn't necessarily think they would lose to the Rams week 1, but we all would have said, hey, 3-1, your season is fully ahead of you. You feel pretty good. That's a good start heading into the bye week. Now, what do you do from here? Well, the first thing the Seahawks need to do as far as their changes go from here, I point to defensive coordinator Clint Hurt. Now, before this past week, Clint Hurt had become a punching bag of sorts on this show, as I was very pissed, and much of you were as well, with the way that he was calling this defense for the Seahawks. But what we saw on Monday night should have been a step in the right direction, and hopefully there's more of that to come, that they continue to do what they did against the Giants. Look at the statistics of what they put together on Monday night. 11 sacks, 3 turnovers, held the Giants under 250 total yards. It was a performance that reminded us of the LOB days when those days were the glory days of the Seahawks. It felt like going back to yesteryear. What we've seen from this team is that they are capable defensively, that they have the right players to compete at a high level, but we need to see this consistently every week. And to me, that is more about coaching than it is about the players involved here, because the talent is clearly there when I look at this Seattle Seahawks team and where things stand right now. You look at where they're grading out at this point for Seattle. I mean, the grades, they kind of speak for themselves of where this Seattle Seahawks team is at this point. I mean, you talk about Bobby Wagner's grading high, Witherspoon, Wosu, Jamal Adams, Miles Adams. I mean, they got 9 guys with scores that are 70 or higher at this point in time, folks. And just to get perspective, in case you don't know how PFF works and all that, those are very good grades that the Seahawks defense is getting. So the talent's there. They just need the coaching to put them in the right situations for it. What's your confidence level in defensive coordinator Clint Hurt right now? I liked what I saw last week, but I need to see more of it. I'm still not sold on Clint Hurt yet. Where's your confidence level at? Let us know 1 through 10 in the comment section below. Number 2, get healthy. Man, this bye week could not have come at a better time for the Seattle Seahawks when we talk about the health and the injury status of this team, because they are very banged up. The last few weeks have been all about survival. Now's the time to turn that corner and get healthy as this schedule is about to get tougher. We showed you it earlier. It's not going to be easy of what this team has to go through. I mean, think about this, okay? The injury list is long, but you're likely to get some players back here in the next couple of weeks. Let's go to the IR and PUP list of expected returns. We'll start there. Abraham Lucas could be back as early as week 7. Kenny McIntosh, Brian Monet, Austin, Derek, those guys could be back week 6. Not for certain, but could be back by then. That would be a big relief to have those 5 guys, particularly Abraham Lucas, back, although the backup tackles have done good in Lucas and Cross's absence. And then you also factor in on the Seahawks injury report, Geno Smith with a little bang up there. I think he's fine, though. That's what it sounds like. Trey Brown coming back from the concussion. Kobe Bryant with the toe injury. And you really need Kobe Bryant because with Jamal Adams there, now you can move Kobe around a little bit. Jaron Reed has looked a lot better the last couple of weeks. You need him 100% healthy. Artie Burns had a few moments. He's got a hammy. Charles Cross we know about with the toe. Jamal Adams sounds like he's going to be okay coming off the injury that he suffered, that concussion against the Giants there. And then Phil Haynes and Damian Lewis as well. So it is a long injury list for Seattle. Get healthy so you can get back out there and play an extremely high level. To me, you're very lucky you're 3-1 with how long that injury list is right now. But better times are hopefully ahead as far as that goes. More to come here on Seahawks Today. But first, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, enter the promo code Seahawks125, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 down, you get $125 to spend for free. It's like buying a pizza, and then you get an extra pizza and another slice included for free. That's what BetUS is offering with this deal for Seahawks Today viewers. Odds out for some football this weekend. I know that the Seahawks aren't playing, but that doesn't mean you can't bet this weekend. Niners and Cowboys. Should be a fun game to watch, despite how much we may hate both these teams. Niners about 3.5-point favorite. Over-unders at 45. You want to bet on this game or other games around the league? Do so. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code Seahawks125. Number 3 in our bye week changes. More Bobo. We've been screaming it from the mountaintops for weeks that we wanted more Bobo. We got it in the preseason, and then he made the roster, which was great to see. As a UDFA, and as exciting as that was. Season starts, kind of MIA, didn't really hear much from him. Then week 3 against the Panthers, he gets his first touchdown catch from Geno Smith at the end of that ball game in the red zone. That was great. That's been about it. Only 4 targets towards Jake Bobo's direction. 2 catches, 8 yards, and a touchdown for Jake Bobo at this point in time. Look, we all know Jake Bobo's not outrunning anybody. He's not the fastest guy. But when you look at the Seahawks of where they've kind of struggled of some sorts, one big area of improvement where Jake Bobo can come in and help this team is in the red zone and red zone offense. Think about this. The Seahawks have scored touchdowns in about 58.82% of their red zone attempts. I think we all go back and remember the week 3 game against Carolina where they started off with, 4 or 5 field goals in a row, couldn't punch it in the end zone. But then you got to Jake Bobo later in the game, and he turned that into a touchdown. I want to see more Jake Bobo, in particular in the red zone, and I think that he could come in and help the Seahawks with those red zone issues where they're staying out of the friend zone, they're getting into the end zone as far as that goes. So you want more Jake Bobo. I want more Jake Bobo. Get in that chat and spam more Bobo. Let's hear it for our boy Jake Bobo. We want to see him get more involved and help this team specifically in the red zone. Spam more Bobo in the comments section. Let's go. Next on bye week changes. I want to see the Seahawks be a little more aggressive when it comes to the passing game. Here's what I mean by this. Geno Smith, is he playing well? Absolutely he is. Look at the numbers that he's put up right now. Completion percentage, one of the best in the league, 68%. A little over 800 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. Geno's playing a high level, no question about it. But what I'm surprised about when it comes to Geno Smith is, as well as he's playing without his biggest strength to his game. if you go back in the hot tub time machine to 2022, in the statistics, they showed that Geno was at his best with the deep ball. He was the most accurate deep ball passer in the National Football League this year. But the numbers in 2023 tell a different story. In the deep passing game, he's only had 14 attempts and only completed 4 of them to this point. His grade, according to PFF, is about a 63.2. Where he's been at his best this year has been the medium passing game. 10 to 19 yards, he's 18 to 19. And if you had to pick one of the categories to be the best at, you'd probably choose the medium passing game because that is going to be your best, average of sorts. But you look at the short passing game, 45-57, 67.8. Behind the line of scrimmage, 17-17, 68.3. One of these is different from the other. That's the deep passing game. More of Geno, downfield passing, push the ball down the field. You got the receivers to do it. I mean, even Noah Fant can do it. We saw that with that play from Drew Lock earlier. Push the football down the field more. I want to see more of it. Use it to Geno's strength. Last on bye week changes, Julian Love. Julian Love, if we're going to be frank with you, he's not had the best start to 2023 the way that we expected anyway. And I think the biggest reason why is it feels like he's out of position of some sorts. Now, knock on wood, Jamal Adams should be healthy after the bye week, coming off the concussion. So Jamal takes back his spot, the strong safety position where Julian Love had been playing. And I would look at putting Julian Love from there at his more natural position of the nickelback spot. Kobe Bryant, we've seen him in the preseason play a little safety. Maybe the two swap positions there, potentially speaking, or you put Kobe and Julian together, both as nickelbacks, whatever it may be. But that's what I would like to see is find a more natural fit for Julian Love because it just feels like he's playing out of place at the moment. We know he's really talented, that he's got a lot of potential, but he's got to be utilized properly. And Clint Hurt and the Seahawks defense aren't doing so right now. His numbers so far in the season, 37 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 3 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble recovery so far in 2023. So those are my 5 big bye week changes. What are yours? What's the biggest change Seattle needs to make during the bye week? Chime in. Let us know in the comments section what that change is. Subscribe now to Seahawks Today as we're talking about your Seattle Seahawks each and every day here on the channel. And we will see you next time. All right. So there we go. We are 3 segments down, 1 to go, as we will do our final Q&A in just a bit. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag segment in just a bit. But first, the biggest change the Seahawks need to make after the bye week. Smitty, what say you?
Oh, interesting. I mean, I think get healthy is definitely a change that needs to happen. Kind of a cop-out answer, though. I think it's get JSN more involved. I think it's scheme up JSN. I think even more than more Bobo, it's more JSN, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to, I think that's kind of needs to be said, It's just he hasn't been utilized at all. And you draft the guy 20th overall. There's no wide receiver drafted in the first round utilized as little as JSN through the first 4 weeks of the season. That's not even close.
Yeah.
You can even stretch that all the way to tight ends. Dalton Kincaid in Buffalo has been used exponentially more. And they have another tight end in Dawson Knox who's still incorporated in that offense. So it can be done. If you, even though you have talent at the position, you can still find room. We saw Cody Thompson get a big catch this week. Why isn't JSN running that route?
Right.
What are we doing?
Right.
Come on. I know he doesn't have over-the-top crazy speed, but he has elite separation skills and elite hands and elite route running. So, I just don't understand. I need to see week 8. By the time we're maybe when we're playing in those icy throwbacks,
right?
JSN will be incorporated in the offense a little more, and we'll see him for what he is.
Brandon wants to know if you got his question for the mailbag. the hashtag Seahawks that came in.
Oh, well, that's the thing. I haven't switched over from hot takes yet, so I got to do that now, and I'll let you guys all know.
Beta, give us a second. We got to adjust our graphic system accordingly. But hashtag Seahawks to get on this mailbag segment or Super Chat. Super Chats get priority. We will answer those first. You get to skip the line with the Super Chat, and then we'll get to the hashtag Seahawk questions in our mailbag segment that we'll bring you next.
Beta, I believe I did say it. I not say it. I believe I did. I do have it here. Is it about a trade on a certain trench? Trade on the certain defensive line? Is that what you're thinking about here? I think this is your question.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We do need some more questions though from you guys, so don't be too shy here. And
feed more Seahawks. We did answer your Super Chat earlier. Thanks for that. Feed more Seahawks.
I believe so. I believe we did. Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate that, man. Let's see. Ilona got her question in. Let's see. Keep sending in those questions for the mailbag segment. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag segment that we will get going coming up in just a moment. Let's see. What else we got? Just checking in on the chat right now. Grade the Seahawks season so far. 63% of you say B. 28% say A. 9% say C. 1% says D. I would think there was probably only one vote to get the 1% up there. I don't even think YouTube's correct if it's one vote because there's 179 votes at this point. Maybe it was 2 votes then. But thanks for getting those in. Beta wants to know, did you see how angry Jamal was, too, that he got a concussion? Oh, yeah, he was cussing out the NFL concussion protocol guy. It was pretty hilarious, actually. All right. Let's see. I got to answer a quick text message. Smitty, why don't you talk to the chat here just a second?
Sure, yeah. Keep sending in those questions. Use hashtag Seahawks here. Could be, all lowercase, capital S, all caps, doesn't matter. I will be able to see your questions. I like that question coming in from the Wizard. Thank you, much appreciated. Yeah, so whatever questions you guys have about the Seattle Seahawks for the rest of the season, or for the bye week, or injury things, even a question about this past week against the Giants. Whatever you want to talk about, ask a question. We'll throw it up on, and you'll be on YouTube forever. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yes. Yes, certainly.
Jonathan, put Lucas back on the line and cross. Yeah, I think they would do that if they could. It is not time yet for Abraham Lucas to come off the IR, and now it's very soon. He will probably be activated for Week 6 as long as there have been no setbacks. And I believe Charles Cross will probably return that week as well. The bye week's coming at a great time for the Seahawks. I think everybody's going to be coming back soon.
Feed more Seahawks with $1 super chat. Well, Feed more Seahawks. I don't see a message in there, so if you send in a message, we'll make sure to get it in the mailbag.
Yeah.
Feed more Seahawks. Thank you for that super chat. By the way, let's see. Beta's getting some questions in. Feed more Seahawks wants us to talk about Michael Dixon. We can talk about Michael Dixon.
Oh, that's right. We didn't get that up We didn't get that up. That can go the same way. It said hashtag hot take on it, but I think we can go the same way for.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, we'll get that in there. Kaylee, I see yours. AJ, Jay Jr., Adam. So we got a lot we can work with here for this.
Well, the good thing is there is no hashtag hot take on it, and it's a question. So.
Okay, sweet. All right.
That's good.
And I did this on NFL Daily the other day. I'll do it again, too. If you have a question for Smitty as well, send it in as well. Let us know if you specifically have something for Smitty.
Yeah.
And Smitty can answer.
I think I went on it last week for the NFL.
On our NFL show.
Mailbag, yeah.
So if you want Smitty to chime in, if you want Smitty's take on the Seahawks, want to know what his favorite food is, I don't care.
Yeah,
you can send in questions for Smitty as well. We can put Smitty on camera. He's kind of hiding his shirt today.
Yeah,
that's why he's not putting himself on screen. But we can.
I'll have to put myself on screen.
We can make it work. We don't have to show the shirt. what's on it. So we'll get to that coming up in a bit. Let's see here. One of my buddies is upset because our weekly college and NFL pick'em, we're picking Syracuse, North Carolina.
Oh.
It's a top 25 game.
Yeah, technically it is. Is Syracuse top 25 now?
They should be anyway. They're very close.
Did they beat Cuse this week? No, right? Did they beat Clemson? I don't think they did, right?
They only have one loss, but North Carolina's ranked.
Oh.
So. Beta, you have to still use hashtag Seahawks to get on the show. Kayla says I need to see the shirts. Okay. We if you send in tell you what. Let's see. Lord Buddy Bear likes the pencil stash. You're going to have to keep the pencil stash if the Seahawks keep winning. Maybe so. I like my stash. We'll see. You're going to have to keep Lord Buddy Bear, by the way. Lord Buddy Bear, I have a spot waiting for you in the Emerald Club. $100 super chat. And we'll get you in. $ below the chat box, Lord Buddy Bear. I would love to induct you into the Emerald Club. All right. With that said, everybody's begging about this shirt. You send in a super chat. I will make Smitty show the shirt. I'll tell you this much, folks. You might not like it, if we're going to be frank. But if you send in a super chat specifically asking to see Smitty's shirt, then we can make that happen. So we'll go over that in just a moment. Right now, though, once Smitty gets off the phone, that was very distracting in my ear and you on the phone, but that's funny. Did you leave your mic on?
No, I didn't leave the mic. I did not leave my mic on. I'm not that much of a scumbag, although
okay.
I was in Tyler's ear, so that I could see that was distracting. I totally forgot about that. My bad, TJ.
It's all good.
I'm getting date night calls about what we're doing tonight, and you can't not answer the missus, right? You know.
Oh yes, she's a viewer.
She is a viewer. She was in the watch party. She's been in the live shows before.
So
she's a supporter of Seahawks Today.
If you listen closely, Smitty
when I'm giving shout-outs?
Kind of very vague when he shouts her out. Like there was, I won't give away her name.
No.
Because we don't want to make it obvious. You know, we don't want to, what's the term they call that?
Blowing up your spot. That's
not the term I was looking for, but it works.
Yeah.
I would say that, if you listen close enough, you can tell when she's here.
Yes.
Smitty makes it known, but you have to be listening very closely.
Yep.
So with that, let's go ahead and get started with our mailbag segment. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat. And people are wanting to see Smitty's shirt, so we'll show it to you. He might make people mad, but
we'll hit it now. We'll hit it now. We won't keep you guys in suspense because we got to get this mailbag in a second. I'll show you the shirt. I do want to see everybody's reaction to that. I'm curious to see. I mean, I don't think anybody is that big of a
here we go.
Hater.
Here's the moment of truth.
Oh boy,
it's happening.
This isn't gonna be good for my brand here, but we'll take it.
Not necessarily the best for Smitty's brand, but don't let this fool you. He's still a diehard Seahawks fan, but
absolutely,
he does root for another team on the other side of the coast in another sport. They are not alive right now, but he still decided to wear the shirt today for some odd reason.
It's the month that we are in, and sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So
they're asking if it's a Niner shirt. No, it's
not a Niner shirt. I would never wear a Seahawk rival shirt. You guys see what it is.
Ah, boo, boo, Smitty, boo, Smitty, spam boo, Smitty. Wearing a Yankee shirt, a Yankee shirt.
It's not my. Listen, I'm not proud of my Yanks right now, but man, it's not easy. It's not easy Being a Yank fan, Feedmore Seahawks wanted to see the shirt. You got it, brother. Let's see it.
I'll be quiet on who my NBA team is. That's even worse.
My NBA team is bad too.
Well, I mean, for them specifically, my NBA team is worse.
Oh, yours is definitely bad. Yeah, they wouldn't like that.
Yeah, I will keep that hush hush.
I gotta wear a Brave shirt, Beta? Hell no. Oh, we're getting booed. I'm getting booed. Alona doesn't like it. I'm getting hey, better than the Astros. That's right, Kaylee. That's right.
Yes.
Yo, F the Astros. F the Astros. Nobody likes the Astros. Terrible.
Troy says thought it was a Giants shirt. Might as well be.
No, I hate the Giants. Oh, all right, fair enough. I don't think I'm getting anything. All right, go Blazers. He's saying. Virgil's saying go Blazers.
In response to our NBA.
Yeah, that I guess they inferred what you were able to.
Jay
tell
Jr. figured it out.
Yeah, Jay Jr. figured it out. That's all right. All right, listen. Nobody really seems to care that much about the Yanks. Phoebe Moore Seahawks says I used to be a Red Sox fan, so you're good to me. So you used to be a Red Sox fan. Okay.
So now you're a Yankee fan?
F the Astros. That's right, Kaylee.
Kaylee's got the right idea. Everybody can agree. All right.
Let's get to it. Let's get to the mailbag.
Mailbag time.
Wrap up.
I did see a question come in for Smitty. So Smitty will get to be on this
I'll
mailbag
find
show.
I'm always filtering through the questions as the show goes on. I don't even know what I'm going to throw up for the next question until like right before. So that's the fun of these mailbags for me.
Yeah. Beta had a question for me. Beta's from Oklahoma? No way.
No way, babe.
Beta, I'm from Oklahoma. Where in Oklahoma are you from, Beta? I'm from Broken Arrow. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, where the waving waits, it sure smells sweet. All right, mailbag time here on Seahawks Today. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag show. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Mailbag time. You got questions? You're in luck because I got answers. It's mailbag time here on Seahawks Today. The Seahawks on a bye week at 3-1. The vibes are good. How's the fan base feeling? It's our time to check in and see what you guys have to say from our live show where you use the hashtag Seahawks and Super Chat with your questions and the latest news and rumors on Seattle. Let's start off with a legend here at Seahawks Today. Beta YT writes in, what do you think about every rookie on the team this season? All right, Beta YT, that's a loaded question. Let's go at it piece by piece with some of the highlights. Devin Witherspoon, phenomenal. He is him, as the kids say. JSN, a little slow, but I don't blame JSN for that. I think it more has to do with the coaching staff needing to scheme him more into the offense as far as that goes. We've seen Cameron Young has had a few moments already. Derek Hall has looked good already at times. Mike Morris is injured. There's some things some guys need to still be given opportunity to. But for the most part of the small sample size, I'm pretty pleased with this rookie class of what they've done to this point this season. It's a good group, Beta YT. Mario Lopez. Is this the Mario Lopez checking in on Seahawks Today? Mario, thanks for being here, man. What's your opinion on the Seahawks having bye week 5, or should they have it later on? Mario Lopez, I love the show Extra, Saved by the Bell. You got some great stuff, Mario Lopez. With that said, as far as the bye week goes, before the season, I was upset about having a week 5 bye week. It did not sound great. You ideally like to have your bye week about halfway through the season, so you take time off, and then you get back for the second half of the season, so it kind of evens out. But in this circumstance where you are as injured as you are, banged up the way this team is, the week 5 bye week ain't so bad, is it? So now that I know the Seahawks circumstance and situation, I'm okay with it. Before the season, I was a little more frustrated, but I'm fine with this coming at this bye week. In all honesty, couldn't have come at a better time. AJ writes in, what D lineman would be the most realistic the Hawks pick up to beef up that line? All right, good question. And I'll say this before I give my answer. I was a lot more concerned about the defensive line a couple of weeks ago before we saw them pick up 11 sacks this past week against the New York Football Giants. I have been preaching to the mountaintops for weeks on end that the Seahawks team needs a lot of help when it comes to the defensive line and trying to find options. But luckily, there are guys out there that are available at this point. I mean, Randy Gregory is out there for free. He's about to be a free agent. At the time of this recording, they're shopping him, trying to look for a trade, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. He'll be available free agency. That's a guy. If you want interior, Forrest Buckner is still a name. That's a possibility. I'm not ruling out the Seahawks still going after defensive line help, despite how well they played against the New York Football Giants, because they need consistency when it comes to defensive line. Alona says, will we play like this against the 49ers to win the division? Alona, it's a good question. First off, as far as the way the Seahawks played against the New York Giants, let's be real for a second. We want to see more of what we saw, but to sit here and just believe that it's a given that the Seahawks are going to have 11 sacks every game is just unrealistic. That is way out there. Should we think that the Seahawks are going to continue to play at a high level and that the defense is going to continue improving, that the pass rush is coming together? Yes, that's true. But the idea that they can replicate what they did against the New York Giants and against San Francisco, who has one of the best lines in the entire league, that just seems to be a bit of a stretch. I mean, Trent Williams is, I think, the greatest left tackle of all time. So that's a tall task, but Alona, I just don't see that happening as far as doing that again. But I do think you'll see improvement. RevGod says, did you expect this kind of season from Bobby Wagner? So let me take things back a bit to the offseason. If you recall, when we were talking about the idea of bringing Bobby Wagner back to Seattle, I remember when we made a video after it was announced he was leaving the LA Rams. We got our resources together. We made a video as quick as we could within 30 minutes or so of the news. And I said, you got to bring Bobby back. It was a mistake moving on from him. Here he goes off to LA, plays in a new scheme, puts on a different uniform. He's living somewhere else. And he was still one of, if not the best middle linebackers in the NFL last year, that he hadn't lost a step. And one of the things I had to keep telling Seahawks fans was that Bobby had not lost a step, that he wasn't coming to Seattle to save his career, that he still was an incredible football player, that he hadn't slowed down. And so am I surprised? No. Now, I've had to educate some folks and tell them, hey, just because Bobby left L.A. didn't mean that he wasn't a good football player all of a sudden. No, this is the same Bobby we've all known and loved, and the player that's going to be a future first ballot Hall of Famer that's playing at this high level. So I am not surprised because this is who he's been the entire time. And credit to John Schneider and Pete Carroll for getting a player to the caliber of Bobby Wagner for a total of $7 million. That's, I think, something when we look back at this offseason with what was a historic offseason for the Seahawks. You got Bobby Wagner back, and you got him at a major discount. Unbelievable. Great to start the Bobby season so far. It's got to be an A. I better not see any B's or C's or D's, especially no F's in that comment section. Throw those A's in there. Do it. Today's show is brought to you by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, enter the promo code Seahawks125, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 down to get $125 to spend for free at chatsports.com/bet. Just because the Seahawks aren't playing this week, that does not mean we can't be making money. Can't get rich, kids. The Niners are playing the Cowboys. I know that This is not your two favorite teams playing, but you're definitely going to be watching because it's arguably the game of the year in the NFL so far. The ratings are going to be incredible. The Niners are favored by 3.5. The over-under is set at 45. Get your bets in on this game as well as other NFL action. If you can't root on your Hawks this weekend, you can at least wager and try to make some cash. Take advantage of that deposit bonus from BetUS. Seahawks 125, chatsports.com/bet to get your bets in today. Kaylee writes in, #Seahawks. Is the success we are seeing with Jake Bobo affecting production we are seeing with JSN in any way? Kaylee, Jake Bobo's got 4 catches total. Is that right? Or is it even less than that? It is 4. Thank you, Smitty. No, because we need more Bobo in there. I mean, like, if the number was higher, maybe, but that doesn't add up. Kaylee, I understand the Bobo hype train and all that and get the touchdown catch, all that was cool. But it's 4 catches. It's not affecting JSN. The two are not affecting each other. It was 1 touchdown. The Wizard writes in, what about Olu at center and Evan Brown at guard? Why? Evan Brown has been a major upgrade from what we saw from Austin Blythe last year. Evan Brown's doing a really good job. Olu, he's going to develop. He's the future starting center for this team. That's what it sounds like. But no. We're not doing that. Evan's doing his job just fine. There's no reason to bench Evan Brown. Kayla checks back in and says, is there any chance the Seahawks trade for Chase Young? Yes, there is. There is a chance. Chase Young might be the biggest trade deadline blockbuster player available out there. It's a weird situation in Washington. I don't necessarily have the money to pay Chase Young. He's a talented player. He's had some injury issues. He's still incredible, very young. We haven't seen him even come close to his ceiling yet. You can get him at a discount for the type of player that he is. A generational talent, former number 2 pick. And give up what? Maybe a 2nd-round pick? Maybe a 3rd-round pick? Don't rule it out. Especially, let's see how the pass rush looks after the bye week. And if they pick up from where they left off against the Giants, maybe they don't make a move. If the injuries continue to stack up and if the pass rush doesn't look so hot, then the chances certainly increase for a trade for Chase Young, but it's possible. Should Seattle trade for Chase Young? Weigh in. Type Y for yes, N for no. Simple as that. Weigh in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Y for yes, N for no. Subscribe now to Seattle Seahawks Today for daily Seahawks coverage. We have a great time on the channel. I know you see me every day. Smitty's with me on our live shows we do. No one cares about the Seattle Seahawks as much as we do. Join the family. This is a movement we're doing every day. And if you're not a part of it, you're missing out because we have a hell of a time. We'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today. Have a great one. All right. We are just about done. Should the Seahawks trade for Chase Young? Feed More Seahawks says no. All right. Smitty, as we go to the Super Chat menu and we get the shot clock going,
Yeah.
let's ask you what you think. Tyler says yes. What do you think? Should the Seahawks make a deal? John Smith just now checking.
John Smith, what's going on, brother?
Good to see you, John. Not too late to party, John. Trade for Chase Young, yes or no?
I mean, if it costs you like a 2nd-round pick, I don't know if I would. 3rd-round pick? Now we're talking. Throw a 3rd and a 6th in there?
You're not going to find a player better in the 3rd round than Chase Young.
I agree. So in that case, probably going to be like, yeah, let's do it. But 2nd-round price tag or higher, I'm going to have to respectfully decline. Chase Young's a great player, but haven't seen enough yet for me to warrant that kind of price tag on him.
Feed More Seahawks says no. Tyler says yes. John Smith says no. Ilona says yes. Beta's asking if we can go his question.
What's the question you have, Beta?
What was it? Beta, just tell us, and we'll answer it.
Was it a super? I don't think it was a super chat.
Oh, he was asking you if you're feeling better because you were sick a couple days ago.
Oh,
That's what it was.
I am
Very
feeling
nice
better,
of you, Beta, to check on Smitty.
You are so kind. You are so kind. It was last Wednesday, I think. It was last live stream. I wasn't feeling too hot, but yeah, Beta, thanks. I'm feeling totally 100% now. So yeah, I really appreciate you thinking of me, man. Thank you so much.
Beta's awesome, great dude. Feedmore Seahawk wants a Geno shot. I'll give you a Geno shot. Feedmore Seahawk's been sending in those $2 super chats. Yeah, I'll drink some vodka.
Beta, you're turning 18 soon, bro. You're saying you're getting old. I'm 22, and Tyler over there, I don't even know how old he is. Man, he might be 40.
Hey now. Let's ask the chat then.
Yeah, let's ask the chat. How old do you guys think Tyler is? He's not 40.
I'm putting 2 minutes on the clock.
I'm screwing around.
If we get a super chat, we'll stay live. If not, we'll sign off. But let's ask the chat. How old am I? As I take
old do you think Jonesy
a
is?
shot for Feedmore Seahawks. How old am I? What do you guys think? I will not say. Well, I'll tell you in a moment.
Kaylee says 31.
31.
Day over 25 says Beta.
Doesn't look a day over. That's a wide range. 31 doesn't look a day over 25. So far our guesses are 31 or 24. That's kind of the range. Kaylee says I'm 31. Tyler looks 27, but she thought I was 31. So Matt says 32. Man in Pitt says 27. Matt says 32. Kenny says 34. John said 28. All right. Let's see. Ilona says 27.
Somebody in there is right.
The right answer is in there.
The right answer is in there. That's right.
I'll say this. I am impressed. Like, the range didn't get too ridiculous. Like,
No.
nobody said
35 or like 23.
35 or like 21.
Yeah.
The answer is in there. By the way, we get a super chat in the next 30 seconds. We're staying live. Otherwise, we're signing off. But my age, the answer, I'll tell you this. Who is correct before I reveal the number? Adam, Ilona, Man in a Pit, and Tyler are all correct. I am 27 years old. 27.
Beta, don't worry about it, brother. You do enough for us.
I've been told I sound 45 at times.
Hey, that's a compliment.
But
sounding and looking are a lot different. So
but I am 27 now. Smitty, I've been told I have the baby face.
You do.
So
you do.
Luckily, all my hair is still black. Haven't gotten any grays or anything. So I feel pretty good about it.
Terrible day.
What'd you say?
That's gonna be a terrible day. Getting your first gray hair.
Oh, Smitty, I have already committed myself. I will color my hair the day until it looks too ridiculous of me at an age to color my hair.
Fair enough.
But I am not coloring my hair right now. It's all black. It's all natural. But it is a good day. All right. I didn't see any super chats come in.
No.
So we will go ahead and sign off. Smitty, a lot of fun today as always, my friend.
Yeah, of course it is. It always is.
We are off this week because the Seahawks aren't playing. But we're off the channel this week. We do have other priorities. Smitty's going to be hanging out on our main Chat Sports channel, doing our Red Zone show. So if you want to go say hi to Smitty, he's going to be hanging out with one of our newest employees, Allie Barefoot. They're going to do like whip around NFL coverage, which is a good thing to watch for Seahawk fans since they don't have the Seahawks this week. Definitely check that out. Our main Chat Sports channel, Smitty and Allie are going to be over there. I'm going to be live over on our Ravens channel on Sunday. Ravens got an interesting one with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a really good rivalry game. So I'll be live over there. So check out our channels for more NFL coverage. We're not going to leave you empty-handed this weekend. We still got something for you if you want to check us out. In the meantime, though, we got to sign off. Everybody, have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.